Hello neighbor, this is Curt with etrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Westin Grate Step running boards, and we're going to see how they fit and how they install on our 2025 Chevy Silverado 2500. Now when you have a truck or another vehicle that has quite a lift to it like we do today, having running boards on there can help you get in and out of the vehicle safely just by cutting down how much you're going to have to step up from the ground to get in and out of it. And the Westin Grate Step is a great utility running board in that from a stylistic standpoint, it's not very contemporary or sleek, but it definitely serves a purpose. So as you can see, it's got all these serrated edges, and that's what's going to act as not only a great grip on the running boards, but a great boot scrape as well. All of the edges are rounded, so any kind of water or ice, snow, mud, dirt, any of that is going to be able to run right off of the sides. It's going to make it fairly easy to clean as well. It's a matte finish, black powder coated steel, so you're going to have a good rust resistant, corrosion resistant experience with these running boards. They're going to offer a generous 6 1/4 inch wide step. And just to show you how much this is going to help you get in and out, we're going to take a measurement from the door threshold to the ground just to give you an idea of how high this would be without the running board. And without it, you're looking at a step up of about 27 inches. So that's more than 2 feet that you're going to have to get up to get in and out of here. And even the tallest of people don't really want to have to deal with that on a regular basis. Putting on this running board, we're going to cut that first step down to about 16.5 inches. And that's going to do a great job of just making it really easy to get in and out of the vehicle safely. On top of all that, you do get a bit of freedom as far as where to place them. You'll have the ability to adjust them further or closer to the truck, or more forward or more back. Installation uses only 3 different bracket locations and is fairly simple as far as running boards go. So stick around and I'll show you exactly how we got these on our Silverado 2500. So we'll start our installation by talking about our mounting locations here underneath the truck. So I'm back here toward the tailgate end at the moment, and our mounting locations can be identified. We'll find the same size plugs, one going into the frame toward the outside of the truck and one going up through the frame from the underside. They're going to be the same size and they're going to line up with each other perfectly, really, so they're going to be pretty easy to identify. Now there are 6 total locations that look like this underneath the truck. Back here we're looking at the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th location here. Now if your truck had no running boards on it at all, you're going to find plugs in every location. We had factory running boards on this one, so we removed it already from this location back here. The locations that we're going to be using, the front ones toward the front end, it's going to look pretty much the same way. You'll have one, and then a second a little further back, and then a third pretty close to the second one. Here we're looking at the 4th, 5th, and 6th. So Westin gives you the option of using either the 5th or the 6th back here. So you're going to be using the 1st location, skipping the 2nd, using the 3rd, skipping the 4th, and then you have the option of using the 5th or the 6th. We're going to be using the 6th because the plugs are already out of it. Now, in your hardware kit, you're going to find these hex head bolts. And these are the bolts that we're going to use to attach our brackets into the frame. So with that hex head bolt, you're also going to want to put on a lock washer and a flat washer. And because there's 3 bolts per side, go ahead and put together 6 of these little kits, if you'd call them, together just to make things easier for you. Once you do that, go ahead and grab a bracket. Now the brackets are not side specific, so it doesn't matter if you're on the driver or the passenger side. All of the brackets look the same. You can't end up putting one on the wrong side of the vehicle. And once you do that, go ahead and thread in that bolt. I'm just going to do it by hand to start, just to get these going. And they're slotted, so they're really easy to maneuver if you need to. Now I've got these just kind of tightened in by hand because I want to leave this just a little bit maneuverable. That way it's going to be a lot easier to mount our board. With all of your 3 brackets in place, go ahead and grab one of your running boards. Now they're mitered at each end. We're on the driver's side here. We got the Westin here toward the front. These are pretty much identical though, so you can't really pick the wrong one out of the box. So once you get it out, go ahead and flip it over, and what you'll find are these 3 different preset brackets. You're going to have these set screws in here as well. Now you're going to have to provide your own Allen key, and what we've got here is a 5/32 Allen key. We're just going to want to go ahead and loosen these up. Now we don't want them so that they're going to come all the way out. We want to leave them in there, but we want to loosen them up enough to where we can actually move our brackets back and forth. This will help us set them up so we can get them fitted on the vehicle bracket. So with our set screws loosened up, what I'm going to do is just kind of line these brackets up, generally where our vehicle brackets are. And I'm going to try to flip it over, and the idea is to drop these down through these slotted bolt holes on the vehicle brackets. Now we might not get it perfectly as we go over, but we can get it pretty close and then adjust it from underneath. So it should just kind of rest on there pretty easily, just like so. And I'm just going to get under there and adjust them a little bit and get them to drop into those bolt holes. Now you may be able to line it up from the top. And if you are, that's great. That just makes it a little easier without having to get under there yet. We will be getting under there eventually though. Now, before you tighten those set screws again, at this point, you're able to shift your board forward and back or in closer or further out from the vehicle. I've got this pulled out about as far away from the vehicle as I can. I want to be able to use as much of this step as possible. So I'm going to position it as far away from the vehicle as I can. I also moved it pretty far forward. The main thing is you just need to clear the wheels, which we are doing on this truck by a mile. Like, we're no danger of these making contact with them. But back here in the back, I've got it lined up basically where it's coming right to the end of the cab. So I'm giving myself a little bit more room up in the front. But once I get it into the position that I want it, go ahead and grab that 5/32 Allen key and go ahead and tighten those set screws down. That'll lock your plates in place and it won't be able to shift on you as we get everything else tightened down. So with those set screws tightened up, now I'm going to go ahead and grab a lock washer and a nut along with a 1/2-inch socket. And we're going to go ahead and put that on each of our 6 bolts. So lock washer first, then the nut. And I'm just going to kind of hand tighten them now. And before I tighten them down completely, I'm going to make sure I don't need any more adjustments to the board. But once I have it in position, I'm going to go ahead and tighten them down completely with my 1/2-inch socket. Once you have all of your bolts tightened down on the running board itself, go ahead and get back under the vehicle, grab your 13mm socket, and we're going to tighten the brackets onto the vehicle. Once you've got all the bolts tightened down on the brackets and on the board, go ahead and grab your torque wrench. Pay attention to your instructions for the torque specs. In the case of this particular running board, we've got the same torque spec for both size bolts, but go ahead and get those tightened down. And once all your bolts are torqued, your installation is complete. And after watching this, you still think that this installation is a little bit more than you want to take on, go ahead and check out our dealer locator located right here on the website. It'll help you find an installer near you that can help you get these running boards onto your Silverado 2500. So that's a look at the Westin Grate Step running boards on your 2025 Chevy Silverado 2500. And if you have any questions about it still, or if you've gone ahead and installed these yourself and you've got some experiences to share, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. Sharing those with other neighbors just like you can help them make the best decision for themselves. Once again, this is Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.